There's a couple trees I don't want you to bid on because there's the ones that I want. So I'll tell you those numbers as Gordon pulls them up. So welcome here for our 15th anniversary. In 1999 we opened our doors. It was actually in November of 1999, but we were a little busy last November having our Autumn Lights Festival, so we decided we were going to push off our anniversary today. So there's a couple of things we want to do before we get started with the auction, and I'll try to be brief so I know I'm standing between you and the trees you want to buy, or the ones you don't want to buy. Jake, what are you doing? Okay. You're adjusting your equipment properly. Okay. Jay usually is quite a help with these things. This year he was in the car, stuck in traffic, so he couldn't come. So now he's got to be overly in a dumpster. You were in a dumpster? What were you doing in a dumpster? Somebody threw a pot away, you went after it. Okay, that makes sense. Could we have Kathy here somewhere? Ms. Shaner? Hello? I guess she's in the bathroom. Okay. Recovering some items from where? Sale items. Okay. Is she buying, selling, or she's going to keep putting them back in the collection? Okay. Gordon introduced me last year, so I don't think I really need an introduction. But anyway, my name is Joe Bird. I've been at this job for about a year, and before that, I was at the first opening of the show. 15 years ago, I was here when Jerry Brown came in and did his mea culpa blessing and left. But lots happened since then. Seiji had a lot of very interesting dreams that he passed on to me over the years, and we tried to implement some of those this year. One of which was to become a museum, and we're well on our way to that. Next month we meet with a peer reviewer from the American Association of Museums, and that's our first step towards getting museum status. The reason for museum status is we want to be sustainable. We want to last a long time. And if you're going to last a long time in this business, you have to be real professional at it. For the last 15 years, we've been sort of winging it as best we could because that's what we had to do in order to survive, in order to get established. But now we have to be a little more organized about what we're doing. And that's what the museum is about, becoming better organized. And ultimately, we're going to be better funded because of it. Because corporations and large endowments want to give money to an organization like a museum that they know will last. And we need to become that in order to get that kind of money. Part of the museum status and development we're doing is to form a bonsai school. You say, why do we need a school? Well, we need a school because we need to have a standard methodology for how we care for our bonsai. And we can't really do that unless we have some sort of a training mechanism to do it. So we started this year with our most senior people to help us establish the school. They're our students, but they're also our teachers and our guides along this whole process. Because they are the experts in their particular fields, they have certain kinds of trees that they work on, and those are the trees that they have a staff to help them with those. And that's what we're doing, is training those kinds of people. And those students are Andrea. Bob was a student, but he flunked out the first week. It was a sad thing. We have Jeanette, who's back there at the drink table. We have Rick Trum, who's our Dr. Bonsai today. He's probably out there doctoring something or other. We have Janice Dilbeck, who's somewhere around here. Janice, he's back there playing somewhere. John's going to find her for us. And we have Gary Tom, who's not here today, and we have Jerry Carpenter, who's out front somewhere playing with the machines to make sure they keep running so you guys can pay quickly and efficiently. We don't want to hold you up when you have money in your hand. So anyway, those are our students. We have a wonderful program we're going through. We've been through 4 sessions so far. We had a great teacher from Southern California, Ryan Nichols, who's a PhD candidate, and he teaches ornamental horticulture at Cal Poly Pomona. And he's probably one of the best experts that we know of in the education field actually trying to work with bonsai. One thing he's doing is helping us learn more about why of bonsai, not just the how that we've all been taught, or the do it method, the methodology where the master tells you and you're an apprentice and you do the job. He's trying to help us understand why we do something. The outgrowth of that we will begin to do bonsai research. As far as we know, we're probably the first institution in the world that will actually be doing scientific bonsai research, and hopefully some artistic bonsai research. So we understand how to advance the bonsai community forward over the next couple of years. That's the kind of thing that we're working on. The stranger is back now. Business, well, whatever you call it, it's fine. You want to say a few words before we get going in the next phase? She has a joke to tell you.
Well, first of all, I'm a woman. Yes, I want a few words. I would like to let everybody know that over at the garden we have a new feature. We're keeping in line with Oakland and Berkeley and the rest of California as Denver and Colorado go. We have our own pot garden now. So as you walk around and you see the trees in the middle of the field, there is a wonderful pot garden. But none of it is for sale yet because it still has not got the berries on it or the fruits or the flowers or whatever. Joe seems to know what it is we need. It needs buds. Okay, so it is not. They have not budded out yet. But it is not for. They are not for sale. They are out there because the back area has been redone. We now have a nice concreted underneath our benches, so it will not bleed all that dirt and crap off to the side because our trees never let loose any of their dirt. It's just what's generated from underneath and by the two guys here. So we will be putting them back as soon as the new bench underneath pot benches are built. So they are not for sale. They're not for borrowing. They're not for stomping around and playing in. We try to keep the kids out of them. It's not hopscotch in there. So just put up with that mess for a while. But there is one thing that really helps. It keeps the weeds down. Maybe we haven't had... Oh, it's California. I remember when I moved out here to California, Alec was so excited. He said, "You can't believe it. There's bare ground and there's never any weeds growing on it." Well, he came out in May and he was telling me about this before the rain started in the fall. So it is there for a purpose. They are our pots. We use them. We interchange things all the time and change around. We need to find and keep really good pots. And if anybody has any wonderful pots they would like to donate to us, we also accept them. Oh, I thought you were waving to me.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not finished talking yet. I've got 3 more minutes. So we're also always looking for people to come over and help us in the garden, both as docents, which is extremely important because without the docents, we cannot keep the garden open. And we're now lucky we have it open 6 days a week. It's still stretching some of the people a little bit tight because we have the same people doceting on the same days every week. So anybody else that can hop in there and help us, it would be wonderful. You're going to meet some great people. There are people that had no idea we were there, did not know what bonsai was, fall in love with the bonsai that are there, want to learn how to do it. And it's just wonderful meeting the community around here. It's a great community, it's alive, it's thriving, and they're excited about everything. And it's just a wonderful garden. We are in a different part of Oakland. We're not really in Oakland. Remember when you first pull in the garden, it says Fairyland? We're in this wonderful, wonderful little area that is just a treasure. So we would love to have you come in and join us and have fun with us. We also, outside the school, if people come in, we're working, you're able to come in and help us out with our bonsai trees, which is so needed. We have a lot of trees. We have a lot of work that's needed, and you can learn from ground up. If you're not great with bonsai, we can get you there and enjoy getting to meet new people. We have, how many people, just stand up, people that have helped us at the garden in any way, shape, or form that has come in, worked as docents, worked on the trees, worked like at this function to help us. Look at that, every one of them was here. You're my kind of people and I'll do anything for you. Go on. Almost. I'm not going to share my pod. But anyway, it is a good time. It's a wonderful place to be. And I thank you all for being here. And in your own way today, you're going to help support us. Because without this, we could not keep going. And hopefully you'll be here tomorrow as well. Because we have a lot more going on. So, yeah, I got this all warmed up for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kathy. Yes, we do have a lot going on tomorrow. One of the biggest purchases last year at this auction was Kathy Shaner bought a tree for $1,000. She actually preempted any other bids for the $1,000 tree. Don't go anywhere. I told you to hang around. No, you don't. You got to stay right there. And then she donated it to the garden. Another glass of wine so you can bid. Okay. All right. Could I have Gordon Deeg and Seiji Shiba up here, please? So I was at Trader Joe's the other day, and I wanted to get something nice for these two gentlemen who are the chairman number 2 and chairman number 3. Chairman number 1 was Bill Hashimoto, who isn't here today. He has a family fun place. So I looked at the chocolate section. You know the big chocolate bars that they have at Christmas time? I figured, these two guys don't need any more chocolate bars. I mean, they've been obviously delving into the chocolate bars quite a bit. So I had to go back into the wine section. I thought, well, wine would be good, you know, but then these guys, I don't think they need any more wine. So I went to the dog food connection, but I don't think they don't necessarily have dogs. And so then I went to our local supplier of plaques and signs. And he said, well, he had this brand new product out. Nobody else in the whole Bay Area has gotten one yet. Probably nobody else in the country's gotten one yet because they're really flaky and no one's going to like them, but I give them to you cheap. So I said, well, that fits. These guys are certainly the cheapest guys I know of. So they're bamboo, they're engraved, you'll see them before they do. But thank you very much for your time, your effort, and everything you've done for us over the years. These two are the leaders who made this place what it is. You know, they worked all those years and spent all that time and worry and effort and money to make this thing what it is today. And without them, we wouldn't be here. And without them, I couldn't do the kind of stuff that I'm doing, especially Gordon, because, see, I don't like to mess with trees. Because Gordon messes with trees. Gordon's our bonsai garden master, so he plays the tree game. I'm allowed to sit back and do all the other stupid stuff. The administrative stuff, you know, like make color catalogs and things like that. And that was George Haas, by the way, who made the color catalog. George used to be with us. Then we got people like Janet Nelson, who took over and ran this event, because Randy Kepler is off to Shoheen land. She's going to be Shoheen director next year, so she pawned this whole job off on us, and I just sort of pawned it real quickly off onto Janet. Actually, it was Bob Gould who pawned it off on Janet. I just agreed to it. You know, Bob does everything around here. We just sort of, you know, we're the window dressing. Bob does all the work. And there's a couple we need to recognize. The Kongs. Are the Kongs here? Are you in here? Okay. Kongies, come on. Come on, Kongs.
Emma's out by the front.
They're out there. They're out there smoking? No.
No, they're out
What are they
there
doing?
working.
Parking? Working. Oh, working. They're always working.
Yes.
These two people have done so much for this place over the years, and so much for the events that we want to recognize them. Seiji, you want to say something? Go ahead. Okay. So anyway, I just want to say thank you both. Where are you? Oh well. They're too busy to be thanked. They're too busy working. They've been pretty, They're coming? Here they, no? We'll come back to them, okay?
Come back to them.
We'll come back to them. Okay. So we got that taken care of. Seiji wanted to say something. Here you go, Seiji.
I'd like to remind everybody that this is an all-volunteer organization. This is designed, developed, and operated by all one volunteer organization with donations. Now, during the 13-year tenure that I served, I did develop a charitable trust designed to help support this particular garden. Now, Kathy has, one year she spent 68 days as a volunteer. Now, if you put that into your own work calendar, you'll find that that's a significant hunk out of your work days. And what we want to do is develop this charitable trust so that in the future, when we actually have to hire administrators, curators, bonsai masters, and keepers now, that we do have funds that is capable of doing that. Currently, the goal is $2 million. We only have a little over $350,000. This is after 15 years or so. No, it's more than that because 20 some odd years.
So we need to donate.
Donate money.
Yeah. Donate.
Well, you're doing
Okay,
it
so
right.
do remember us in your will and your estate planning. Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to, on that note, I'd like to invite some people up here to just take a few minutes because we have to be done here by 1:30 or the auctioneer is going to quit. You know what that means? Oh, he runs the sound, so I'm shut off. Okay, Kathy Shaner. Andrea Brujo? Come upstairs. Andrea wander off again? You're right there. Oh, she's here already. Okay, come on up here. Come on. Bob Gould and Alan Hightower. Somehow these people managed to spend 1,000 hours here working on the tree. 1,000 hours is a lot of time. So, would you have those things hanging up over there? Thank you. There we go. Oh, why don't you stand there, Gordon? With nothing better to do. Take them out of the bag. Okay, the ladies' names are inside, the guys' names aren't. Okay, so, Randy, are you here? Nowhere? Okay, Randy knows the story about how these were made and by whom. But these are probably the happiest happy coats you'll ever find. So I'm asking each of these ladies to put them on, take the pins off first, though. You don't want to be stabbed in the back. Yeah, all the time. Yeah, I know, you're stabbed in the back. Yeah. Part of the thing with the school is I had to have at least 50% of the students women. So I think I accomplished that. I don't know. Give the short one to Bob. Well, give you the tall one, but you wouldn't look right at it. You don't have to try it on because it probably won't fit you anyway, so. Okay. So I want to... Wait. Well, I don't know, but, you know, you can always make it into an apron. Bob's shoulder doesn't work right, so he can't hardly get into it. Bob, you can take off the vest. I don't think everybody goes with the vest. Why is this different than any other time? I think you need a bigger size, yeah. Or there's... It's not supposed to button, Bob. Okay. Can we get a picture of this, George? You get everybody up there? There we are. That's what you have to attain at 1,000 hours. How much is that per hour? Is that a buck an hour? So thank you all very much. And thanks to all the other volunteers who have been at this a long time and maybe haven't quite reached the 1,000-hour mark. And I want to say one more thing. On our previous photographic day, which was the second Saturday in December, we had 36 items. 36 for the auction. Look around you. These have been mostly collected since then. We sent an appeal to people and look what came up. And also thank you very deeply to the passing of Lonnie McCormick. A lot of these trees and things are coming from Lonnie's. We have people who brought in pots, like Phyllis Swanson, who gave us some lovely pots. We're going to auction off some of those tomorrow. Some pretty treasured collector pots. And then we also had a number of stands by somebody from San Francisco who brought in stands whose mother's passing. So that's the kind of people we have involved with this thing, and that's the kind of people who give of themselves and give up their treasures for us to survive and to prosper as a museum. So thank you all very much.